Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be talking about the story behind the third meteorite, and how it's finally been found, maybe not in the Red Dead universe, but somewhere in the Rockstar universe. So the story of the meteorites, the meteorite house, and the meteorite shower is definitely an interesting one in Red Dead Redemption 2, showing you guys really all the locations that can happen here, and ones that we know so far. You've got this one house next to Brandywine Drop in Roanoke Valley that on the surface level seems like it's just a normal cabin, but upon entering the inside, you'll see something pretty gruesome. You'll find these people that have been split in half by what looks to be a chunk of a meteorite that has landed in their home. And this is something you can grab. You can grab the chunk of meteorite, and you can also inspect the structure as well, with John Marston ended up saying, not sure what happened here, and then drawing the actual house itself. And Arthur has a similar drawing where he says, this house seems to have been struck by something, a meteor, maybe. So that's what both of our main characters have to say about that. However, that is just the first meteorite reference, because there is actually another meteorite that has crashed in Roanoke Valley. This one a lot larger, and its impact has deformed the land with trees flattened in a circular pattern around the meteorite itself. And you can actually go and inspect this one as well. With John saying, found a meteorite, I think they are called, glad it did not land on me. And Arthur drawing something similar, saying, found a rock that had fallen from the heavens. So that is the second meteorite piece that you can collect, and really the last reference is the meteorite shower that you can see roughly above that house and in that area close to 2 a.m. And there's actually a newspaper article that you can actually read regarding this. It's found in the Blackwater Ledger number 67, or the New Hanover Gazette number 32, or the Saint Denis Times number 48. It says, Bombardment of the Stars. Magnificent shower of meteors. There was a great disappointment last year when the predicted meteorite shower did not appear. Astronomers the world over wondered if the shower had been given up as lost or merely delayed a year. However, amateur astronomers have been sending in dispatches regarding sightings of a meteorite shower near Roanoke Ridge in New Hanover, after a large meteor hit there. These space particles intersect with the Earth, combusting into brilliant showers of light, and are thought to be residual debris from the system that produced the massive meteor that recently fell and created a sizable crate in the area. Some have flocked to the crater, claiming that the space debris has healing powers, while others claim this to be unsubstantiated and ludicrous conjure. So what's actually funny about this is it's kind of true. The meteorite that is found in the meteor house does have special healing powers, as it can reduce by 10% the player's exposition damage while in hot environments. So finding these meteorite pieces not only are quite valuable, but they also can save you in certain situations. So you can bring the meteorite pieces to the fence and sell them for $30 each, which is not terribly expensive, so it's honestly worth it to hold on to it. And what players have been clamoring about for years now is the fact that there's only 2 meteorites that can be found, but there's 3 that you're allowed to carry. So this has made people wondering, where the heck is the third meteorite? Now, for this, I think there's a couple of theories. And to understand this theory, I think you need to know what the meteorite is actually based off of. This is based off of a real-life event. Rockstar is pretty fond of history. So the Roanoke Ridge meteorite, its impact crater, and the effects of the impact are likely a reference to the Tunguska event. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a mysterious explosion that occurred in 1908, which would roughly be around when the game takes place in Serbia, Russia. So you guys can see the difference in years there, 1899, even to 1907. It's basically when this happened. And it was a 10 to 30 megaton blast that either obliterated or knocked down over 80 million trees within a vast area of 830 square miles. And because no meteorites have been found associated with the crater, the cause of the Tunguska event is still debated. Now, the Roanoke Ridge meteorite might also have been a reference to another explosion, the Sikhote-Alin explosion event, that also occurred in Russia, but in 1947, in the far southeastern maritime provinces. And like the Tunguska event. This one was an air explosive burst that toppled trees and caused chaos in the surrounding villages. However, this one was known to be caused by a meteorite. Since artists at the time drew the event, and the mid-air explosion of the incoming meteor caused iron meteorite debris to rain down on the forest where they have been collected for years. So that gives you the reason on why the meteorite exists in our game, but where is the third one? Well, there's some areas surrounding the meteorite where you might just think Rockstar put the third one. There's a pond nearby called Moonstone Pond, which I think is a clear indication that this is something to do with the meteorite that is actually around. So that's a good theory right there. I've heard theories that the scientist Marko Dragic, because his laboratory is so close by, that he somehow has something to do with this, or maybe he has one of the missing pieces of the meteorite. That wouldn't be shocking, although his story is kind of unrelated to the meteorite, but maybe Rockstar wanted to add some more mystery to him, or just let the players imply that he could have been involved in some way, shape, or form. Another theory is that Rockstar just didn't put it into the game because they knew this would drive people crazy and continue to search for something that probably was never going to be found or discovered. We've seen that in previous Rockstar titles like Grand Theft Auto 5 and even others, where there's mysteries that simply cannot be solved, yet people are so desperate to that it creates like their own little sub-communities of how to go about doing it. And there's like conspiracy theories all created about it. It's wild. Just take a look at the Mount Chiliad mystery that is still unsolved today. However, I think Rockstar knew that players were getting so invested in trying to find this third meteorite, and they knew they couldn't put it in Red Dead Redemption 2 unless there was a story mode update, but it looks like they did in Grand Theft Auto Online. In Grand Theft Auto Online's latest update, the Cayo Perico Heist, not only are there plenty of Easter eggs on the island itself, but there's also plenty of Red Dead Redemption Easter eggs, and one of them can be found under the water. So off the shore of the island of Cayo Perico, you can find a large meteorite, sort of sitting off the coast of the island underneath the ocean in this big craterish chunk. And so here's my theory. Rockstar knew that players were getting so invested in finding the third meteorite that they eventually just added it in the Cayo Perico Heist update in GTA Online. And I think this makes sense because Red Dead Redemption 2 came out in 2018, so Rockstar would have had roughly 2 years to gather people's feedback on trying to find this meteorite, and they said, okay, we'll have some fun with you, and we'll add it in the Grand Theft Auto Online update. And like I said, this would certainly not be the only RDR2 reference in Cayo Perico. There's pictures, other points of interest that seem to match ones that have been found in RDR2. It's very clear that Rockstar have connected these two universes, and I think the third meteorite being found is probably the biggest example of that happening. So I would, of course, love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Do you think this solves the mystery of the third meteorite, or do you think it really is still somewhere in Red Dead Redemption 2? Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did want to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next video.